You know very well the protocol, always the president comes in late.
When tasked to comment on Uganda's debt problem, FDC flag bearer, Colonel retired Dr. Kiza Besigye wasted no time in pulling punches over what he said was the illegal deployment of the military in another country by President Yoweri Museveni. The FDC strongman said Museveni should have obtained consent from Parliament before sending troops to Congo in the 1990s.
I think it is possible to engage the Congo people on behalf of the Ugandan people to arrive at some negotiated settlement that does not involve the kind of reparation that we have been encumbered with by a government which, frankly, was not acting on behalf of the people of Uganda.
In response, President Museveni defended the government, saying the occupation of DRC was an act of defending the country against foreign invaders who has become a security threat.
What Colonel Besigye is saying, it is false. We intervened in Congo to defend ourselves. Nalu was based in Congo, killing our people in the Rwenzori. ADF came in. We could not accept that. We defeated ADF. So I reject this position. It is false. But the bottom line is that nobody can play around with the security of Uganda when I'm president of Uganda.
Dr. Besigye shot back, saying that Museveni ought to protect the country as president, but he has to do it within the confines of the law.
In doing so, they must follow the laws and the constitution of our land. It doesn't matter how offended he may be by people who are acting against the people of Uganda, but there are requirements that one must seek approval of certain organs of the state.
With President Museveni seemingly beaten on the issue, the most likely of support emerged in a now rare show of support for his former close ally turned political foe. Independent President candidate John Patrick Amama Mbabazi defended Uganda's invasion of the Democratic Republic of Congo, saying it was not illegal as claimed by many.
The decision of the International Court of Justice was not based on the legality of the presence of the Ugandan troops in Congo, not at all. The decision of the International Court of Justice was based on the evidence presented by Congo of plunder by Ugandan troops while serving in Congo.
In 2005, the court in Hague, Netherlands, granted the DRC's request of 10 billion shillings fine to Uganda. On Somalia, President Museveni again found himself under fire from Major General retired Benon Biraru.
Foreign policy is about national interests, the execution of national interests, and protecting the people is part of that. Two, when you are engaging with other countries, you are looking for them to help, for instance, in the economic field. And that is done partly by use of our embassies to link with countries that can partner with us economically to help our own people. That's a very, very important link. So we must look at that.
Regarding the International Criminal Court, ICC, whose perceived bias has lately angered African leaders, Abed Wanika said Uganda should have pulled out of the Rome Statute by yesterday because it's being used to specifically attack African leaders. Museveni, whose views about the ICC are common knowledge, used the platform to expose the Hague-based institution as a tool of Western interests. On integration, Maurice tickled the audience when he said Uganda cannot enter the ESC if we can't do what our neighbors are doing, like restoring term limits.
We cannot have East African Federation unless we adopt what other countries are doing. In other words, if we restore term limits, that's when we can enter into East African Federation. Without that, it cannot happen. And all other countries, they are not ready for that because for them, they have term limits. Here we don't have term limits.